Hi guys, Tom Tugendhat was asked an interesting question towards the end of an interview he did with Sophy Ridge on Sky News. They spoke about the ICC arrest warrant for the Israeli Prime Minister, and he gave a pretty terrible answer on that. Then they spoke about Ukraine and the Russian response to Storm Shadow missiles being used for the first time inside the territory of Russia, but he was also asked why he wasn't serving in Kemi Badenoch's shadow cabinet, and his response required a massive suspension of disbelief. Have a listen.
You've got an awful lot to say on foreign affairs. It's very clear. Just to finish, did you decline to serve in Kemi Badenoch's shadow cabinet? What went on there?
Well, Kemi's a really, really good friend. She has been for many years. She very kindly asked me if I was looking for a role, and I said, look, if you wouldn't mind very much, I'd like to have a little bit of time to think and to do a few other things and come back to serve in due course. She's already started extremely well. She's going to make a great leader of the opposition. She's already started on that journey. And in about 4.5 years' time, she's going to make a great prime minister.
Mm-hmm. Really? Okay. So what I mean by this is that you need to suspend your disbelief. He doesn't want to be part of the cabinet because he probably doesn't expect the shadow cabinet to last very long. Kemi Badenoch hasn't been doing very well at PMQs. You know, she's supposed to hold the government to account. She's not doing very, very well at that. And it's not just about PMQs. You also have to try and hold the government to account outside that, outside Parliament. And, you know, it's still early days, but she's not really making much headway. Now, I think Tom Tugendhat understands this, and he doesn't want to be associated with this failure. So it's better to wait until the next leader is selected, and maybe he'll have a position like, you know, Shadow Defense Secretary or something like that. But he doesn't want to be associated with this failure. Now, there's also another problem. As I mentioned in another video, there is a wing within the Conservative Party that would like to see Robert Jenrick in charge of the Conservatives. So they're a bit bitter that he lost the recent leadership contest. But they're expecting Kemi Badenoch to crash and burn pretty soon or sometime, and they're waiting for her to be replaced by Robert Jenrick, of course. Now, Jenrick may appoint somebody like Tom Tugendhat into a position of the Shadow Defense Secretary. It's likely, but I think Tom Tugendhat is waiting because he knows that Kemi Badenoch is desperate. She doesn't have that many MPs. It's not going to work out very well. And of course, you know, the Tories are pretty irrelevant at the moment. Most of the right wing are focusing on Nigel Farage and reform. So you're going to be playing second fiddle for a while at least to reform, unless Kemi Badenoch can start to turn things around. But I think for the next number of years, at least, it's going to be problematic being a Conservative in opposition. And who wants to be associated with failure? Nobody does. So I think Tom is waiting for maybe a better leader to come along, somebody who can, in his eyes, maybe truly challenge the Labour government, or as the Labour government is starting to falter perhaps in his eyes, there's an opportunity to jump in. Maybe he wants to be leader himself once again. Remember, he ran in the campaign as well. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.